Science Beetle.
Hey, welcome back, students. In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about mass versus weight. There is a difference between these two, and I want to go ahead and take some time to kind of explain this to you. Now, you may already be familiar with it. I know some of you have already taken IPC and are quite familiar with these, but for those of us who need a little bit of a refresher, this is the video for you. Okay, so let's begin by defining both of these terms. Let's begin with mass, and so mass is going to be the following. Mass is the amount of a matter that an object has. Okay, it's pretty simple to kind of get there. And weight, on the other hand, is actually a little bit different. It too is the amount of matter that you have for an object, but it's a little bit different because it also has to consider, so I'm going to put this as and, it has to consider the effect of gravity. Okay, and that's the real difference here. Now, the thing that you need to think about this is that there is a very big distinction, and I know that a lot of people tend to use these interchangeably, mass and weight, but there really is a difference between them. And so what I would like for you to think about is kind of in the following way. And so let's do this. Let us go ahead and do a little bit of a method here. Let me move some of these items a little bit forward. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and kind of create here a new slide. We'll put mass on this side. We'll do a divider, and then we're going to put weight on this side. And let's see if I can kind of give you a little bit of a distinction between the two. Whenever we talk about mass, remember this is going to be the amount of matter that an object contains, and mass is typically going to be expressed as the following. It'll be expressed as either kilograms, milligrams, or it could even be expressed as grams by itself. Okay, people often use things like pounds as well, and that could be another way to look at it. Okay, but weight, on the other hand, this is going to be expressed as a force. And the common force here that we'll talk about is going to be the force like the force of newtons. Okay, now that is a major distinction, but here's the thing. Mass does not consider gravity. It has no effect on it in terms of its consideration, how it's expressed or whatnot, but weight does. It does consider gravity, and it's important that you understand how it does this. The reason it considers gravity, it's because there is a force here. There is a force that is acting on it, and the force of gravity is what is actually leading to a change in whatever the weight is going to be for an object, because it is dependent on the gravitational field that that object is actually found in. So there is a difference here, and so the force is going to actually cause the weight to change, and largely, again, like I said, it's because of the gravitational field. Okay. The other item that we need to consider here, and let me kind of move this back, I just moved it. The other thing we need to consider here is that for mass, in our discussion here, the mass is going to be constant. Okay? And so the amount of matter within the object is going to be constant. And it does not matter if you change the location or the position of the object, wherever it may be, the mass is going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change with respect to this because there's no change in the matter, really. On the other hand, weight, this one here, this is not going to be constant. Okay, in fact, what happens here is actually variable. And the reason it's variable is because the force that acts upon that particular object essentially is going to change depending on where you position it, the location that it's located at. And all of those things are going to have an effect on the gravitational force that is acting upon it. And because of that, the weight tends to change. It's not going to be very constant. So I know that's a distinction, but there's a force acting on the object on the one hand with weight. On the other hand, it's negligible. It's not even considered when we're talking about mass, because all we're interested in is the amount of matter involved. So that is how you tell the difference between the two. If you have any questions, go ahead and see me in class. But in either case, subscribe, keep watching, learning, and we'll see you in the next video.